Okay, so welcome all you beautiful people again here to my channel. I see that stuff is going good. There are there is every day more of you. And that makes me happy. So yeah. Um last time last time we left our tutorial here. Like we brought our our track to the end, but we haven't. And we did a little of mixing and stuff, but we didn't mix it like until all the way to the end, right? Just checking. So today we're gonna do exactly that. Well, I'm not gonna put like advanced techniques of mixing, but some of them are a little bit advanced, and I hope you can um, follow through. If not, you can repeat the video just as many times you want. And yeah, let's start. So we have a kick drum, we have a bass drum, we have hi-hats, clap, some glitches here, some synths, some chords or whatever. Yeah, bunch of stuff, like 18 channels of stuff. So what do we do first? Well, I'm gonna show you a few techniques that I showed. One I showed you in the video, but I will do it again in another video. If you want to check it out, it's how to use pink noise to mix your track. You know, that is one really good. So I'm gonna use that one. Well, I don't use always that, but for today's sake, I will use that one just as a starting point. So the technique is the following. We put an audio channel, and what we're gonna do is go and put a pink noise. You can download a pink noise wherever or put it from an instrument. I will try to upload this pink noise and put it for you guys in the description below. So yeah, let me see, search, where is all this stuff. So what we're gonna search on, the one that I'm gonna put you, is a pink noise. And this I will upload to you guys. Look how it sounds. And we were gonna put that through the whole track. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the volume of every track. We're gonna lower the volume of every track, but not the pink noise. Just a zero. So, and when you lower the volume of every track, then we're gonna start with the kick. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna make a little bit audible every channel, you know? So I will put the kick up, my kick drum, and I will put the volume up until I can hear it. And that will be like my loudest volume. So let's do it. There, right here. I'm gonna put it a little bit louder. Okay, it will be loud this whole time, so don't you worry. Let's do the other ones and then let's do the bass drum. it's still loud. We're still doing this, but it's important. You will survive. Oh, just to you just can like rest your ears a little moment and then just continue. Again. Okay, and now finally we can turn off our pink noise and then start from there. Let's see if all the levels are okay. But it's a good starting point. And you see the mix here? It's almost in minus 6, it's in minus 7.16. So maybe we just have to make a few adjustments, because what we want to do is the mastering engineer always give him the mix like topping in minus 6. So it's really important that so the mastering engineer has like a space to work in and make your tracks sound like, like whatever you want to put it better. Whereas, I mean, it's a thing of taste, but for electronic music, it does a really good trick anyway. So, yeah, it's important to put it in that all the mix, the whole level goes here, like until minus 6. Not bringing this file, this little arrow down here. No. This green stuff has to like level in minus 6. This plus 6, this is minus 6. Okay. Yeah. That would be like recommendation number 1 for your mix. And if you hear it like low on volume, just turn the speakers up the volume, or your headphones or whatever, but don't put the volume up here in the mix. So let's check if everything is okay. The bass drum is not sounding, but you know why? Because this is like tip number 2. Your bass drum needs to be around minus 6 decibels under the kick. So you check this here. So the kick is in minus 10.6. So my bass drum has to be around minus 16.6. Something like that. And you know why? Because again, then the mastering engineer will master this, and all this basses will be like really loud. So recommendation number 2. Now, recommendation number 3, like check what of all of these instruments are mono. So let me describe it like this. Let me open like a Photoshop. So imagine that you have an empty room. This empty room. And what you want to do with this empty room is like, this is like your track. Let's make it whatever, green. And let's say this is the walls of your empty room. Right? This is your empty room there. Let's make it more visible with this green. Yeah. So, what's the thing? You have an X, right? Let's say this is X, and let's say, no, that's Y, and this is X, right? This is Y, and this is X. So, what's the thing? And the most important thing, because Y is not that important, we can do that later. Like with some frequencies, you can put them like elevating some frequencies, some high frequencies, and all of these things in your mix and you're in the equalizer, you can kind of give the sensation that things come from up. But yeah, that is another video. Like X is this direction, let's say this direction. Y is this one, I told you. And this other one here, let's say is Z. Right? So what we want to do is that all our instruments, we want to put it here. This is our track, and we want to put our instruments here. So you can check this in internet. There are a lot of recommendations, but mainly what I recommend, let's do this as another color, is that we put bass drum and, oh my god, let's make it purple. So bass drum and kick in the middle. You see, they're different. It's the bass and kick drum are in the middle. Let's say this is our kick. Let's say this is our bass, should be in the middle. And also, oh no, let me explain you that later. Like for example, and then they are here in the middle, so no panning. And then you can choose how near or how far away would that be. You can, this thing here, far and near. I hope this is not too confusing for you guys. Far and near is, you can achieve it by volume, compressing, equalizing, limiting. All of this, far and near, you can achieve it doing all of this stuff. Like for example, equalize, if you EQ high, like you lower the volume in some frequencies, you don't need to rise the volume here. Like you can use combinations of all of them. Okay, and the sides. The sides, left or right, is with panning. Okay? Let's do it like this better. Pan. Left or right. And then you can do it from the channel, you can do it from the utility, you can do it from the plugin, wherever. And yeah, basically that. So for the rest of the stuff, you can do it. I mean, I don't recommend nothing more than this, because everybody has their own ways they want to put like music in this space. Like I would put the hi-hats here. Here I would put maybe the hi-hats. I would put maybe the clap here. Like near the middle, but not in the middle. Right? So I will put maybe my glitchy sounds running here and here. And then the other and the opposite side, like this side and this side, like up here. Let's put it here. I would put like my, let's say, glitchy. And some some glitches also will happen like in the lower part here because well, let's say this this let's say our glitchy stuff will be like around here somewhere, floating here around, you see, and this this glitchy stuff as well. So you see, I'm trying to fill the the room with my instruments, right? So this is kind of what this is, what what mixing is all about, right? My voices, maybe my voices, I will put them also here, like around the middle, but maybe with a little bit of stereo within my voices. Okay, and there's a bunch of other stuff, but you get the idea. Just be creative. And the most important thing that I would like, one of the difficult ones is like, for example, chords and pads. Chords and pads, you can put them like maybe like all around there. You can put your chords and pads. You know, you can put them to float all around this part. And let's make this a little bit like this. Okay, so this chords, pads, or whatever, you can put them all of this. Let's say like that. And let's say with what the Y is, let's say for this sake, the Y is like you would say the frequencies, right? So low frequencies like bass and kick, I would never ever have them doing all the space. I will just have them in the middle. And how do we achieve this? With mono. You see what I explained you last time? Many of our instruments are in mono. So the bass is mono, the kick is mono, and you put mono whatever you want. I would put the clap, the hi-hat, all of the things that I want them to occupy like a certain space, small space, I will give it mono. And the things that are sounding, all the sounds that are below, let's say here is 130 hertz. I know it's not really precise draw, but you get the idea. Let's say this is 130 hertz, and things below that, mono, because below that, like for example, it happens with the vinyls. If you have like really basses that go really stereo in the vinyls, that like you will have the needle will maybe jump, you know. And this is some of the things that can happen. It will sound muddy. It will sound like not good, like maybe for film, but not good. So what I put here, like doing more space, like getting more space, are the things that I would put like maybe in stereo, maybe some things I would put in mono and give it a stereo feeling with reverbs. Yeah. So a voice is mono, but I would give it a voice is also mono, but I would give it a like a stereo feeling. Wait. But I would give it a stereo feeling. That's why I put it like this. But the voice is also mono. But for example, glitchy stuff, the glitchy stuff, you can also do it mono or do it stereo. This doesn't matter if you have like the effects inside of the channel, or you want to do the effects in the return channels. Doesn't matter. You can do it like the things that are like floating around are the things that you want to hear like all around are the things that you want to hear on mono, on stereo, and the things that you want or do it or make a stereo effect with the reverb or whatever, and the things you want to here in a precise place, like in the middle, in the right, some precise place in this room, you put it in mono. That would be like kind of the explanation of all of this. What we're going to do now is now decide which ones of them are in mono, which one of them are in stereo. And yeah, so my kick, I will put this now, but maybe the chain will make the mono later, whatever. But for this sake, I will put it now. So instrument for the kick, I will make it mono. The utility, and bass mono. Because it's low frequency thing. And this bass, I will also put it bass mono. Okay, the bass is always mono. You hear it all around, the bass, but it's mono. Hi-hats. Depends on the hi-hat, but most of the time, I would make it mono. You see, I have 3 hi-hats, so I would put it mono on every 3 of them. Here a mono, here a mono, here a mono. I would process them separately. So the clap, for example, for me, all the clap is also mono. These glitches, you can decide. The glitches, for example, I would make them mono. There are these 4 things. So mono, 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 and okay. This other glitch, you know, they could be mono or stereo, whatever. Let's leave them stereo in this case, just to leave them stereo with a stereo feeling. But you can do it mono as well. Let's see this other glitch. I would do it mono. It's a synth. I can give it a place. And then just pan it or whatever if I want to. But you give it just a precise place. You know, whatever makes the whole atmosphere and stuff, you can do it like stereo. Do you want to hear it like everywhere? The bass, you will hear it everywhere anyway. Yeah. Let's check this one. The chords. I will leave that stereo. This operator is this thing here. Let's see what that does. Let's leave that on mono. And I'm showing you my system. You know, some other people won't do it this way. I sometimes don't do it this way. I start every instrument and I start doing something here and then something there and then something there. But I'm trying to make a system for you guys. So This is why I'm repeating all of this mono stuff. And so um, let's hear this one. I will leave it in stereo because I like this nice stereo feeling. This thing. Let's leave it like that. Maybe if we put it a little mono before everything. Sounds cool. Yeah, give it a little place. Let's check this one. You can do it mono or stereo. I will leave it stereo just for the heck of it. Doesn't sound that often anyway. That you can do it mono. So mono here, mono there. Mono, it's like a percussion thing. And this, let's leave that stereo. So, and let's leave that one stereo. So, some of them, like you see, is like your choice, whatever. But some of them but it's really important for you to know that what I explained to you earlier. Then you can like start bending a little bit the rules and start doing other stuff, and then trying other stuff, and that you will find your style. But yeah. So now we have it, everything in mono or stereo, right? So now we're gonna do next step. Let's do a little bit of EQing. First, I like to clean. And what is cleaning? Cleaning, like to cut. Let's start with our kick drum. Let's check our kick drum, and then let's put an EQ8, and let's check this out. I know I'm using a lot of EQ8, but this parametric EQing, that is easy for you to visualize, but it's also important if you want to use other equalizers to use them, because they give some other colors to your music, you know, like they are not parametric, they work from a range of frequencies and stuff, so they are cool in their way, and they may make your music sound with a cool like color, like a cool style, or whatever, because all of this EQs that like some companies make, they have like this algorithm that makes them sound like real EQs and stuff. So it's cool that you use them. They like really color your music like really cool. So, but for the sake of you understanding, we're using these parametric equalizers. Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is clean. And what we're gonna clean, we're gonna take our kick, and then the kick drum will be, or you have to make a choice. So the kick drum or the bass drum will be the lowest frequency on your track. So, hey guys, this is how I mix. You know, many people will mix different, but other tips, but this works for me. So what I do is I cut below 50 with this one. With the high slope, because I really want to cut underneath 50. I don't need that underneath 50. So I put it in 50, or I just write here 50. Okay. And then for the kick drum, I personally don't like too much high frequencies on my kick drum. And then I cut a little bit here on top. That is like kind of a little bit of the cleaning I do in general scales, and I would just tweak a little bit here, maybe find some frequencies I want to put up or down, I don't know, like a few decibels, you know. And then remember, if you take away, you just put, you know, if you take away volume in some frequencies, you put a little bit in gain. Here I gave a little bit on 3, so I'm not gonna do a little bit of gaining. But yeah, you understand, if you take away, then just put gain, and if you add, just take the gain down. The important thing is that it's kind of the same. Like, depends on what you want to achieve. But if you're EQing, then what you want to do is that it sounds like at the same decibels, but frequencies are different. The frequencies are like, okay, these frequencies from 500 hertz are down. These frequencies until from 50 to 90 are a little bit up. Yeah. Okay, now I have my kick, and I decided that my kick will be the lowest. If you want, you can decide it for the bass drum. I will do it this other way around. But the bass drum, the bass line. So what we're gonna do with the bass line is we're gonna put an EQ, and the technique I use with this one is that I make a group with Control G. I click this here. I duplicate it. Right. So what am I gonna do with this duplication? The first one, I'm gonna cut anyway underneath 50, because I'm not wanting anything underneath 50. And I'm gonna cut maybe everything on top 130 hertz. Me, you can do whatever. And in this other one, we'll EQ from 130 hertz, 125, 20, above. Anyway, everything here, we're not listening to it, so we will clean. So there you won't have like phasing problems, nothing. So anyway, because we were gonna compress a little bit this one, what I do to the bass is put a little bit of compression. You can use whatever compression. Let's use this basic one so you can learn the compressor. And let's compress a little bit. You can do it after the EQ or before the EQ. In this case, I will put it before the EQ, because I want the frequencies to stay how they are. Then I would put kind of the ratio. I have not a high ratio, but I would put the ratio a little bit high. Not so high attack. not so fast attack, but no, the fastest, but a little bit above, and the same with the release there, it's okay. What I'm trying to do is trying to fit a little bit more my compressor, my bass line in the space, to fit it a little bit more, to fill more the space. Yeah. Now let's go to our hi-hats. Another thing for the bass drum, really important, that you may want to use at the end of all of this. It's a chorus. If you want, you can use it here on top of the bass, or you can use it in a return. Let's put it in this case on the bass. Whatever floats your boat. Look, a high chorus. No chorus. Gives it a little bit more like space and stuff. It makes the bass a little bit juicier. Adjust to taste, and let's continue. Just a little bit, not. Then you will like mud your bass, but with a little bit. Okay, hi-hats. Let's equalize them. Also, each one apart. So let's do drastic stuff. Let's see until where we can hear. I do it like this because I don't want my mix muddy, and it's electronic music. It's not a orchestra or whatever. We want our instruments to have their place. Let's do the same thing with the other hi-hats. Let's EQ them. Also drastic measures. This is what I use not to get muddy things. You can just cut wherever you want that you're not hearing. Let's take this one. You can also do copy paste. You just can like copy and then go here, and you just paste it in the right place. And then each one of them I will put them, balance them. I will not do it from here. From the panning, I will put the panning on the middle, and then I will use this one. You see? But not too far away, around the middle. That's where I put. And this third one, let's put it somewhere a little bit further. further. Now our clap. Same thing here. Where our clap? Mono, and let's put an EQ. What I recommend is just you group this mono on your EQ and you save this like a patch and you have it there. You put it EQ mono or whatever. I did that. And for your bass drum and your kick drum, you do it with the bass mono. Clap. You see? I cut to where you can start feeling what happening. That's not too thin, you know? And I do it with a high slope. I don't care. I mean, some of them I do it with, but some of them don't. But you can do it also with the low slope, like the normal filter, not the one this, you know, I'm gonna show you. Not this one, but you can also do it with this one. It's your choice. Do it like this. The same thing here. Let's put an EQ here. Also, let's cut with what we don't need. Above 130, just I recommend you to, below 130, I recommend you to cut everything that is not like bass or kick or whatever, and then that is bass or kick related. Then I will balance it again. It's our glitchy stuff. I will put the really extreme left and right. EQing. Also, let's cut what we don't need. EQ8 there. It's done. Okay, they are done. So, but this one I will put it more to the right, and this one to the left, and this one is to the left as well somewhere. And let's check how it's. The same for this glitchy ones here. That I left them like in stereo, so. But let's anyway pan them. And we pan them with the utility. A little bit of width. Let's skip this one also. Also. You can also just copy paste, copy, paste. And these ones have like the same frequency, so I will just make an EQ for all of them at the same time. You decide, you can put the EQ for each one apart, or in this case I will put let's leave it there. Some panning things going around now, happening now. Let's take this one, chords. So these chords, I will not make them mono. We'll just EQ and do some other stuff. Like for example, clean underneath 100 and maybe 130. And I will cut a little bit on top where I'm not hearing nothing. Then, you can do it like this. And then you can do another thing that you can put another EQ. And this EQ, we will do it like mid-side. And you say, okay, I want my pads or my chords to sound more on the sides. So you can choose between mid and side. So if you lower the volume in mid, the volume on the middle will go away, and the same volume will stay in the sides. So you can do this, just a little bit, and with the side you can just put it a little bit up. And now it's sounding a little bit on the sides. The other way you can use both, but carefully, is putting a utility and then just give it a little bit more of width. And this we have it in the left, but let's not do it in the left, let's do it in the middle. So you can realize what really happens. You see? I turn it off, turn it on. Turn it off. Turn it on. You see a little bit more on the sides. Then with the width, a little bit more extra on the sides. Just don't. Well, if you want, but I'd say a little bit from everything make a lot of stuff. So let's say we have this chord like this. And let's say we're going to our chord 2. So first let's EQ it. Let's cut what we don't need underneath 130 or whatever. Let's clean up, let's see what we can hear that we like. Feel like something. A little bit from that. I like it. We cut a little bit too much, but I gave it, so. Let's take this one. Again, I think I didn't, well, it doesn't matter because it's balanced. This glitchy stuff. Well, I didn't EQ that. You see, you start jumping around. I was in glitch 3. I took a lot, so I give it a little bit, a lot. Was in clap, I took away a lot, so I give it a little bit. Hi-hats I took away, so I give it a little bit as well. Where was I? This one, that's secured as well. Didn't do nothing because I put a little bit more gain here in this point. And we can put it to walk. Let's make it walk with an autopan. And you like check how you want to put it. It's kind of walking now. Let's use this 4 to use some EQ. Yeah, whatever. So we were on our chords now. We did our chords. Now we were here in our chords too. That's where we were. And what we're gonna do here is, again, whatever method you use to throw it to the sides if you want. I'm gonna throw it to the sides with both. Sides. And take away the middle. Same cue. Maybe like that. Let's go to the small little sound here. Again, let's do a little bit of EQing. Not much, it's just a little sound. It will not be too intrusive in the mix, so let's just clean it. Above 90 maybe. So we can hear a little bit of the low frequencies there in that sweeping. Hey, 50 because there's no kick, there's no bass. Yeah, nice. So let's go to our next one. I will just clean it as well. Just an EQ. And just clean it. Where I don't need much of her voice. There, maybe in 100 or whatever. No, maybe 130. And this one, let's make it walk also, but in another way. So we can take our utility. With the balance, you make an automation. If you want to end it in the right or whatever. But let's do it like this, more extreme. Like this. And here goes from one side to another one. Let's just leave it like that. This one is already panning and stuff. Let's just put an EQ and clean it. A little bit of highs. Just leave it for the hi-hat. And that one. So this one I will put the EQ outside because they're maybe almost the same. You see that I'm cleaning all of these low frequencies that we don't need. This one to the right, like to respond this one. EQ8 to this one. Also, let's put it outside, not needed individually. And let's put a little bit of gain. I will put a little bit more gain. Less gain. Maybe like that. And in this one, a little bit of gain. And this guy's just a little bit as well. No, maybe a little less. And then we go to this thing. Let's EQ it. You see all those low frequencies? Let's take them away. Like it's a little bit of bass. I'm not gonna take it away too much. We left it at, let's see it at 80. I'm gonna tell you why. And let's put it in the middle. Because we haven't still chosen what frequencies we're gonna use for our bass line. Right? We put it on 50. But as I told you at the beginning, the kick and the bass cannot, well, it's better that they don't share the same space. So anyway, the same attack space. So what I'm gonna do, you saw I duplicated my bass and everything, so I will take the bass that is in the low frequencies, and you saw my kick, I cut it on 50. Well, my bass, I'm gonna cut it on 60. So they don't mix and they don't mud each other. They have like 10 hertz of difference. The kick's attack is from 50 to 60, the bass attack is from 60 to up, and yeah, we can separate them more. And another way we can do to separate the bass a little bit more from the kick is just put in a sidechain compressor. We put a compressor here, open this little file, sidechain from my kick. And this will make that the volume, the gain of my bass will drop a little bit every time that the kick comes inside. Attack and release to taste. And you see that this one is above 80. So everyone has its own place. And this one, of course, mono. You can do it bass mono or mono. I don't care too much about the low frequency, so. This one, let's clean it. A little bit of gain. This thing a little bit more dramatic, so a little bit more gain. And also a little bit of EQing, of cleaning. Maybe below 50, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just a little moment. And now you kind of have it. Kind of. This was not to make the video longer. This was an approach for you guys to use for mixing. Like, for example, I don't like this voice, it's too much, too loud. And maybe I would cut a little bit. Because I don't want it to mix with my hi-hats and all of these glitches, these voices, you know. It's not that so important. Maybe that is just gets my middle frequencies. So you see, you start like adjusting little things here, little things there. When you're finished, you go back and forth and you just twitch and twitch and twitch until you have a perfect mix. Of course, I'm not gonna do this now because I'm not gonna make this video so long. And no, let's leave it like this. I will show you plugins other day. And so the important thing is that here in the mix, it's not going above 6. So you see, it's above 6. So what are we gonna do? We take everything, Shift, and with Alt pressed, let's take down everything a little bit. Then the good thing here would be to adjust. You know, if you do pull everything down, then just go through again and adjust a little bit. But I won't do it. So there you have it. Underneath 6, mix track. Let's check it out. And you see, I will still be twitching stuff. Like pulling this thing down. So, but that is now like your decision. You know, you have to check it out, check with which sounds you want to make them louder, like not so loud, and you will be twitching and twitching until you have a good mix. Of course, hear it in the car. That's the last pause. And of course, hear it everywhere and tell your friends to hear them, whatever. Because then with your ear, you cannot, if you get saturated and you hear it too many times, and maybe you won't hear what is wrong, what is good. So I recommend you to let other people hear it as well. And at the end, when you're done with mixing, then you can export. And how to export? You just do File, Export, and then you choose it on WAV, and bits 24 or 32 or 16. Well, I recommend 24. That is like the standard. And if they want it on 16, well, that will be like the mastering engineer who does that. So, well, what you would have to do is to, if you want to downsample to 16, something that's on 24, you would have to put it on 16, and then you have to dither it here with triangular, whatever. But here, no dither, and in WAV and in 24. And that's the standard thing that every label will ask for. Check your master channel that you don't have nothing. Close here a while that you don't have any limiter. Don't put nothing here. Nothing. Just don't put nothing there. And then just go again, export everything like I told you, and just say export. And let's put it here and whatever. Demos. And it will export. And then you will have a WAV file that you can just or send for mastering, or you can master yourself after a video that will show you maybe in one of my next videos. But until then, just try to do it until here to make a great mix. Try that your mixes sound really good, really professional. You can use more tools. I showed you like basic stuff because I don't want to saturate you a lot. There are a lot of effects that we can use. There are a lot of things that we can do to make things here sound a little bit more, look with a little bit more sound, more that they like down sampling or like with the bit rate or whatever. There are a bunch of stuff that we can do to make things sound perfect the way we want. But maybe I will make small tutorials about that and not make like a 4-6 hour tutorial about how to mix. But this is like the basic thing. And with this, you will go far and with another few knowledges, like to learn how to use a few other stuff, you would do a really great mix. Just practice. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you for being in my channel, for making it through all this whole way until here. And yeah, in the next videos, I will teach a little bit more mastering and stuff, and to use a little bit of tips and stuff to use some to for making minimal and stuff. And yeah, so now it's exported. Now you can find it wherever you exported it as the WAV file. So until here, happy to having you here. Don't forget to follow. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.